Hello. All right. I got my mic working. Hello. Yeah, just making sure. Okay. For some reason, I cannot get the settings to save whenever I do this thing in advance. I have to do everything all over again. Ay, 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 ay. So, they did a kickoff. Packers have the ball. It's at the 35. And they're trying to hand it off. And it's stuffed by the Dallas defense. And it's third down as a result. That was Jacobs on the run, by the way. Oh, we got a pass caught by Matthew Golden. I was trying to fix the screen, so I missed the play develop. But the Packers fans in the building are very happy. Oh. I accidentally turned my monitor off. Ay, 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 ay. It's never good when you have to mess with equipment just before you start a stream. That was a run. Hello there. Glad someone could finally join me while I have a mic working. And the Packers are on the move. So it's currently 2nd and 4. That was a nice run beforehand. And it's another handoff. Looks like to Jacobs, but Ezeraku tackled Jacobs in the backfield. So it'll be third down and about 5. Nice of him to get off the block from Tucker Kraft and be able to get Jacobs for a loss. So Love's in the gun. 2 wide receivers to each side. Love back to pass. He gets it to Kraft on a tight end screen, who has eluded some tacklers. And is he in? No, just short. But he did get the first down. And so I billed it as a battle of the dual revenge game. Kenny Clark was traded for Micah Parsons. Clark got hurt in the last game. I'm not sure if he's in there now. And now we got Laundry. False start on the offense. Ryan, number 75, is the guilty party. Stops the clock with 11:08 in the first quarter. Clock starts to run again. Love is under center this time. Wicks in motion. And they hand it off to Jacobs. And he gets back to the original line of scrimmage on the 1. Oh, yeah. They're dealing with some injuries on the Packers line. Tom is out. So they're talking about how well the backups can potentially play. Ball is actually placed at the 2. Love's in the gun now. Gets a quick pass off. Dobbs, touchdown. And yes, I'm rooting for the Packers. Cannot stand the Cowboys, or as we Cardinal fans like to say, cowgirls. Deron Bland, who's a pretty good corner, had him pretty well covered, but Love placed it perfectly on the outside shoulder of Dobbs. And Bland did not look back to see where the ball was. And now we'll have the extra point. McManus with the kick, and it is right down the middle. So, very efficiently done. And help that there was a long bomb. Almost had 2 receivers fighting for that at the same time. So, finally here. Finally got done cleaning myself up and taking care of a couple minor health issues. And it's going to be interesting to see how I handle this issue with my microphone settings not being able to save. Because it's really affecting my way to promote this channel. We're obviously in commercial now. I gotta take a look at the weather because it's gonna start raining in earnest, being it is fall now. It's overcast at the moment. It was very sunny earlier this AM. Looks like the rain is supposed to start earlier tonight, or later tonight, and then will be very constant in the morning and the afternoon and the early evening. Okay. So now we're going to get ready for the Cowboys to receive the ball. Devontae Turpin's going to be the return man. McManus will kick it off. And there it goes. Turpin's going to return it. He's at the 20 and is forced out of bounds around the 30. And they're going to introduce the Dallas offense. The offensive line's missing a Tyler. They have 3 of them. And the handoff is to Williams, who gets about 3. Tackled by Quay Walker. The the Cowboys have two other linemen that start with T, TJ and Terrence. So it's a T kind of line. Parsons is in there now. Prescott hands it off to Williams again. Didn't get much. Only two. It'd be 3rd and 4. At the 34. Ferguson, the tight end, is in motion. Prescott pitches it to Williams, and he's tackled extremely short of the first down. Walker again with the tackle. That was something of a surprise. So Dallas is going to punt. Matthew Golden, the highly touted rookie, first-round pick, will be back to return it. Anger got away with the kick, and Golden fair catches it at the 15. Got Stevie Ray Vaughan doing the outro music. Mary Had a Little Lamb. 8 minutes exactly left in the quarter. And obviously we're back on commercial. Again, the NFL action was very interesting today. As by way of review, the early game was the Steelers and the Vikings in Dublin, Ireland. Steelers pulled that one out. Had a big lead, but the Vikings had a ferocious comeback, but couldn't do anything with it ultimately. The big surprise of the day, the Giants beat the Chargers. Jackson Dart did his job. And the defense held up their own end. The Texans slaughtered the Titans, so they're in the win column. And the Cardinals face the Titans next weekend. And the Cardinals are lucky that they get the, for lack of a more elegant term, sucky teams of both sides of the South. They've already beaten Carolina and New Orleans, and now they got to face a winless Tennessee team. And it looks like action's going to be starting up soon again, so go over the rest of the NFL later when I have the chance. Oops. Don't want to do that. I want to do that. Okay. I'm probably going to need a sky cam. I don't know how else I can get anything stable. So the Packers ready to start their next drive. Love is right under center. Golden is in motion. Hands it off to, no, he fakes the handoff to Jacobs. And he gets it off to Dobbs. Quite the significant gain. Gets past the 30. First down. was officially down at the 31.5. Love back under center. Golden in motion. No, that's Wicks in motion. Hand off to Jacobs, and he gets a significant gain. Oh, Clark is in the game. Okay, the gain was 7, so 2nd and 3. Ball at the 38.5. Golden in motion, and they do the end around with him, and he gets the first down. Gain of about 4. And with Jaden Reed out with a broken collarbone, he's going to get featured a lot more in the offense. And we're counting down to 6 minutes left in the quarter. It's a fake handoff to Jacobs. Love darts it to Dobbs, but it apparently hit the ground. So incomplete. Second and 10 as a result. So I'm working with an actual desktop on my desk since my laptops are not reliable anymore. Ever since I moved the modem, so the desktop can be connected with Ethernet. Ways away from the TV, so that's why you see me at where I am at right now. So Love under center, hands it off to Jacobs again, and this time on this drive, he's getting a lot more room to run. And now we got Laundry again. Holding on the offense. 77 is the guilty party, Morgan. And yeah, he was holding. So 2nd and 16, or is it 18? It's 18. Love back to pass out a shotgun. He's forced to scramble to his right, and he essentially throws it away. Now, they have noted that Deron Bland was out the last 2 games with a foot injury. So he's one of the walking wounded. And we have a Love pass on 3rd down, almost a first down. Dobbs again. But he's just short. He did get a lot on that gain. But it's 4th and 2. It was like something of a wide receiver screen where the other wide receivers set up quickly to block. And it looks like they're going for it. It's in Cowboys territory. Let's see if they try and fake them into an offside. Didn't work. Delay a game. So they're going to punt it. Turpin will again be the return man for the Cowboys. Whelan, number 19, will be the punter for the Packers. Punt is away. Turpin will do the fair catch thing as well, and he takes it in between the 10 and 11. So the roof is apparently open. Looks a bit overcast there too. Although it may just be the night sky for all I know. It'd be 7:45 there. So back to the NFL scores from earlier today. A mild upset. The Falcons beat the Commanders. Not sure if Mariota was the starter or if Jaden Daniels came back. Bills ultimately put away the Saints. Eagles held on to beat the Bucks. Lions easily handled the Browns. Patriots walloped the Panthers. And a game I saw after my late morning, early afternoon nap, the Jaguars did the Cardinals a favor and beat the 49ers. The Colts could not do the same thing, and the Rams won late. Other late games, the Chiefs easily handled the Ravens. They got Xavier Worthy back, and he was all the difference, allowed the Chiefs to expand their offense a lot more. And the Bears beat the Raiders in what appears to be another last-minute win. I have not seen much of the highlights of many of these games, so I'll have to go back and see what happened. But the league is perpetually interesting. And in other sports news, Europe won the Ryder Cup. The U.S. has never been good in team play, and at times they've had to use the singles to try and mount a ferocious comeback. They fell just a little short. But they did very well in singles. And later on, the Lynx will play the Mercury in what could be a semifinal deciding game in Phoenix for the WNBA. So the ball's officially been placed at the 11. Prescott under center, and now he's rolling out the pass and gets it to Ferguson, who gains about 7. And they just introduced the Green Bay defense. Prescott audibling out of the gun. Now he's back to pass. And he gets the pass off to Williams. And he gets a first down. Ball's at the 23 or 22. It's past the first down marker. And on that play, Parsons said hello to Prescott. Prescott under center this time. Hands it off to Williams. Nice run for about 5. Prescott hasn't had much in the way of long passes, only 6 yards per catch, a little over that. Prescott fakes the end-around handoff. He's back to pass, throws a long one, and it's broken up. Keyshawn Nixon. Turpin was the intended receiver. Did a great job of turning around to see the ball and is extending his left hand to bat it down. CeeDee Lamb's also out for the Cowboys, so every team has players injured to hell. So 3rd and 5. Prescott back to pass again. Gets it to Ferguson, but he's short by about a yard. Be interesting to see what they do. A while ago, when Barry Switzer was the coach, the Cowboys went for it on 4th down deep in their own territory. Didn't make it, ended up losing the game and got roasted like crazy. And nowadays, any opportunity on 4th and short is an opportunity to potentially extend the drive. Because it looked like the Cowboys were going for it, but Green Bay ended up taking a timeout. So that's one thing I'll do tonight is watch all the highlights of the other games. As a son of Chicago's Southsiders, I'm happy the Bears won. That's gonna be a tough division, it looks like. Detroit won, although Minnesota lost. But everyone's at 500 or above. Prescott's audibling as they try and get back to the action. And he's trying to draw people offside, and that's not working either. Officially, it's a delay of game. So the Cowboys will punt. Golden will again return it for the Packers, or at least attempt to. Anger will punt it, number 5 for the Cowboys. He's done well for his average this year, nearly 48 yards a punt. Punt is away. Golden lets it bounce, and it goes right to him at the 23. He's going to try and escape from people on the edge, but he cannot do it. Gets to the 31. Texas State Fair's going on. Why in Dallas? I don't know. Austin's the state capital. Oh, well, what the hell. Let's see. Time to bring up ESPN on this computer. And the Lynx Mercury game has already gotten underway. It's halftime. And they're tied at 38. And on the injury front, as we speak of people being injured, Lamar Jackson suffered a hamstring injury, so he had to leave early. Malik Neighbors, the wide receiver for the Giants, may have a torn ACL. I'm sure there were a lot more injuries going on. Time for me to turn on a light over there and turn off the AC. On second thought, I'll just turn the light on. AC just started cooling again. Want to get as much out of it as possible before I have to turn in the mobile unit to the office. Oh, yeah, they're going to announce at halftime who's going to be the performer at the Super Bowl when they have halftime. But we're back to the action. The ball's been placed actually at the 32. Love's back to pass, and he does the screen. Oh, nice gain. Emmanuel Wilson was the running back coming out of the backfield, and he gets very deep, moderately deep in the Cowboys territory. Ball's been placed at the 43. Hello there. Take off your jacket and stay a while. Feel free to chat me up on anything. Handoff is to Wilson again, who stays in the game. Jacobs getting an extended rest. Oh, first quarter's over. Snuck up on me. Romeo Dobbs doing a little dance after his TD. Okay, now let's see if I can turn off the AC. Yeah. Okay. As I continue to test out the lighting. So turns out I don't need that light over there. Ugh. Keep an eye on the Mercury game. Quite the controversy after Nafisa Collier was hurt when Alyssa Thomas stripped the ball. There was a collision. They got their legs tangled up, and Collier's ankle got bent back really bad. So now we've got a return to the action. From the 38, Wilson again is out there running, but not getting much this time. And they had a no huddle going on. Love back to pass. Was it picked off? Well, whatever happened, there's a flag on the play. Love trying to do an Aaron Rodgers thing and catch the Cowboys off guard. Diggs was the one who, it looks like, picked it off. And it looks like they did a too many men on the field. And Diggs did catch it. Five-yard penalty results in a first down. So apparently the Packers didn't substitute. If you substitute, you have to give the defense a chance to substitute as well, and that's when the refs can hold the ball. One thing Love learned in his apprenticeship. So that puts the ball to 32 and a half. Love's in the gun with two backs in the backfield. Kraft in motion. They do an end around with one of the receivers. Malik Heath, it appears. But he only gets two. Nope, that was number 83. The ball's up to 31. Love is now back to pass. Gets it to one of his other tight ends, 88, Musgrave. So 3rd and 2. Ball's at the 25 and a half. Love hands it off to Jacobs, who's back in, and he gets the first down. Eight first downs for the Packers to 1 for the Cowboys. Love back to pass again. He's flushed out a little, but he gets it off to Kraft. We got one of Jade's headbands. Holding on the offense again. Number 70, Kennard, is the guilty party this time. So 1st and 20. Love back to pass again. Gets it on a running back screen, but he runs into his own lineman, number 30. That did not develop well. He did get 2 yards out of it still. Love in the gun. 2 men in the backfield with him on each side. Love back to pass, and he's flushed out. And then he does a pass to Jacobs. Oh, he gets on a tightrope down the sideline. I thought that play was dead for sure. It was something of a backwards pass, but Jacobs did a great job of managing to avoid tackles, number 1. And then yeah, they counted as a lateral because it went backwards. So at the 1. And they do the pass to Dobbs, who get his 2nd touchdown of the night. And he's going to do that dance again. This time he was facing in front of the defensive back. Love got it out really quick and zipped it right in the Dobbs way. And Elam had no chance in covering. McManus will now do the extra point. Oh, it's blocked! Oh my goodness, they might get 2 points off of this. They're returning it. Number 14. I don't know if he was the one that blocked it, but someone from the Cowboys snaked through the line. It was number 2 who blocked it, and Bell, number 14, was the one who returned it. So it's 13-2. Oh, we're definitely in scorigami territory potentially. Oh. The score has actually happened before. It's happened in 3 games. Happened once in 1923 and again in 1926, and it was the Milwaukee Badgers both times that won. And then in 1983, the Detroit Lions did it against the Minnesota Vikings. So Milwaukee had a team along with Green Bay, and apparently they weren't that good. I wonder if Franchise Encyclopedia. They only lasted 5 seasons. That 1926 season was their last. In 23, they actually finished third of 20 teams. And that was their only winning season. Something to look up on Wikipedia. And that was when the league was like the Wild West. You didn't know how many games you were going to play in any given season. Okay, we got the kickoff to Turpin, who takes it out of the end zone. And he slips a little bit through, but he can only get ultimately to the 29. And now we got another flag. And an extended discussion on where the problem might have occurred. Two fouls in Dallas. Illegal block in the back and holding. The holding penalty will be accepted. Do foul the guilty party on that, which was the accepted penalty. So ball's now at the 12. And there's a handoff to number 24. Only 3 yards gained. And we're coming down to 10 minutes left in the half. 2nd and 7. Prescott back to pass. He tries to loft it up and is broken up by 21, Nate Hobbs. And we got another flag. And preliminary indication is holding on the offense again. It's a penalty type of day so far. $73, the guilty party. Smith. Green Bay's declined the penalty, though, so it'll stay 3rd down. Prescott's in the gun. Ferguson's in motion. Prescott back to pass. Oh, he gets an open man, Turpin, to the 38, but hold on. Yet another piece of laundry. Little yellow hanky. And Prescott really got hit after he threw the ball. Illegal formation on the offense. They keep getting backed up. 71 Thomas is the guilty party. And he wasn't initially in that lineup for the O-line, so it looks like he's replaced somebody. So he went a little too far back on the O-line. You got to be in a particular spot next to the right guard. Go too far back, that's an illegal formation. And a lot of right tackles are being forced to do that because of the speed of the defensive ends now. And say they do a draw. And number 40 took the handoff. I don't remember the guy's name. It started with a B. So it'll be 4th down. Have no choice but to punt at the 8-minute mark. Anger will be back to punt. He gets it away. Golden will return it, or at least be the return man. And, oh! Ugh! He did not signal fair catch, caught the ball, and was immediately set upon by 35. I think 35 had his own mouthpiece knocked out by the hit. Whew. So, it's interesting about this Milwaukee Badgers team. They actually had African Americans play. Even had a African American coach. I'm trying to get a sense for why they folded. It doesn't officially say. There were members on the team that actually made it to the Hall of Fame. Lack of money. Okay. Interestingly enough, there were semi-pro teams and club teams from factories that drew better than this team locally. Okay, we're back to action. And that was a run by Jacobs. The ball's now at the 42. Fake run, fake handoff to Jacobs, and now it's a run by Golden. And the pass was intended for Golden. He picked it up, but he should have just dropped it because he was way back in the backfield, and the Cowboys swarmed him, and he lost a ton of yards. And now after all that, there's another one of Jade's headbands on the field. Oh, after the play, a foul on the defense for unnecessary roughness. Okay. I got to look a little closer at this. He tried to punch him. Oh, my goodness. So it's an automatic first down. Ball's at the 50. And now we have a reverse pass to Love, who somehow makes something out of it. He tried to pass it, didn't see anyone. Defender was coming at him. He got rid of the defender and managed to make a gain. Something out of nothing. So the receiver faked the end around, did a backwards lateral to Love, which was a nice pass, if I do say so myself, although it was a little low, so that made it a little tough for Love to get his bearings. Ball's now at the 46.5. Love hands it off to Jacobs, who gets a couple. It's now third down. Jacobs will go off the field. Love in the gun. Wilson is the man in the backfield to his right. Love now back to pass, and he's going to air it out and way away from Dontavian Wicks, and it's incomplete. And we got another injured Cowboy being brought off. Number 28, Malik Hooker, who has a foot injury, it looks like, or some sort of lower body injury. Whelan will now punt it. Turpin will again attempt the return for the Cowboys. The punt is away. And it's a nice bounce. Oh! And the Packers get it down at the 1. Almost ran himself into the end zone, but he just barely managed to keep his feet out. So, Packers driving relatively well, but couldn't finish it on this case. Okay, back to the action. So it was officially down at the 5. Prescott back to pass. He manages to complete it to Pickens and get a first down in the process. Ball's now at the 19. Prescott in the gun. Passes it on the side to Sanders, number 24. Gets 8 yards, and now 5 minutes left in the half. Hand off to Williams, who gets the first down. Gets a total of about 5. And another flag. And a bit of a scuffle on the Cowboys bench. Let's see if that's what the flag was about. So we have holding on the offense, personal foul on the defense. Penalties offset, repeat second down. So the play doesn't count. Okay, Prescott's under center this time. Turpin in motion. He hands it off to Williams again. And he gets the first down. Again. Lather, rinse, repeat. Okay, a pass to Williams in the backfield. He's lucky to get yardage as he was about to be tackled in the backfield, but he had a bit of escapability, and it's about a 3-yard gain. Okay, Parsons in the gun. After audibling, he's back to pass and gets the pass off. Flanoy was the receiver who caught it, and he got a first down. Ball's now at the 47. Prescott fakes the handoff, does a screen to Sanders, who gets away from a tackler but can't get away from the others. But he gets in the Packers' territory to about the 44. And we're coming close to the 2-minute warning. And now we've got an injured Packer. So they'll stop the clock before the 2-minute warning. Wyatt is extremely slow to get up for the Packers. It's hard to tell where the injury happened. He was trying to make the tackle, wasn't able to get him, and then after that, stayed it down. We do not have an injury timeout yet. They're showing Kenny Clark on the sidelines now with the boys. And the man he was traded for, Micah Parsons, now on the Packers. And Wyatt has gotten back up on his own power, seems to be walking okay. They're showing the new president of the Packers, Ed Policy, son of Carmen, who did a bang-up job with the Niners. And now they started the clock after Wyatt got off the field, and now we have the 2-minute warning. Don't know why, but it happened. CeeDee Lamb, of course, is out for the Cowboys. You gotta wonder if the Cowboys end up scoring 2 for the rest, only scoring 2 for the rest of the game. What types of scores could the Packers have to make this a scoregami? Another field goal would make it 16-2, and that would count. 2 field goals or a touchdown with a mixed extra point would make it 19-2. That would also count. Another interesting moment. Okay, the action is back. Hand off to Sanders, who gets the first down easily. Prescott's now under center again. Fakes the handoff to Williams, goes back to pass, gets it completed to Pickens. Past the 30. Now Dallas has all 3 timeouts. They're letting the clock run still. Now only a minute left. Ball's at the 29. Back to pass again. He lofts it. And did he catch it? He did. Wow. One knee equals 2 feet. It's hard to tell because you've got 2 Packers blocking the camera angle, but it's not being reviewed, and it's a run, and Williams is stuffed. Interestingly, the Packers are now taking a timeout. But he got both feet in bounds as well. All right, 2nd and goal. Ball at the 2. Prescott's going to sneak it in or do the quarterback draw, and he got the touchdown. So it's 13-8. Still some time for the Packers to do something. Brandon Aubrey will kick the extra point. Automatic. Another Texas band, the Fabulous Thunderbirds, as the outro music. Led by Jimmy Vaughn, younger brother of Stevie Ray, or older brother of Stevie Ray, excuse me. So, and we're at commercial break. We're still waiting. Okay. So the next Sunday night game will be New England and Buffalo. New England at 500. I'm sure they'll be hoping for a competitive game. But Buffalo's looking like world beaters right now. So the kick is off. And it's a touchback, a rare thing nowadays. So Green Bay only has one timeout left. They're having to remind me about the Arizona loss. So apparently, if you can get the ball in the landing zone and it goes to the end zone and is drowned, and the receiver takes a knee, it only goes to the 20. If it's a full-blown kick straight into the end zone, and it's a touchback. It goes to the 35. While I was semi-rambling about that, there was an incomplete pass by Love. And it took 6 seconds off the clock, so there's 35 left. Love back to pass again. Going long. Oh! So Dobbs got a hand on it, but it was too far away for him to catch it, and if Dobbs didn't have a hand on it, it would have been intercepted, or at least there would have been a chance to intercept. Wilson, number 6, was the one who would have had the chance for it. So it's 3rd and 10. Love back to pass. He gets it to Kraft, who gets the first down. And a timeout is called. And it's called by Green Bay. And I suspect if he hadn't gotten the first down, Dallas would have taken a timeout to try and take advantage of Brandon Aubrey's leg, provided they got great field position. And now Love is in the gun. And now we got a bunch of beeping by the officials. And false start on the offense, and referee was looking the wrong way when he initially made the call. Kennard is the guilty party. And Hooker's injury from earlier was a non-contact injury. He was just covering a deep receiver and suddenly got hurt. Oh, there's a fumble! Oh, no! Dallas recovered it. James Houston made the recovery. Oh, this is quite the blunder. They might have been better off just trying to run it. So now the Cowboys could potentially take the lead. They still have all their timeouts. 13 seconds left. Ay, 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 ay. Prescott's audibling. Clock is running down. Prescott back to pass. And he gets it easily to Pickens. And Dallas has the lead. Ay, 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 ay. And Aubrey makes the kick. I'm speechless. Ay, 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 ay. That's all I can do. So the Cowboys are up by 3. Aubrey with the kick. Well, in terms of playoff positioning, I know it's obscenely early to talk about it, but in a sense, I'd rather have the Cowboys win, but I don't like the Cowboys at all. And they get more peeping into my officials. And Dallas called a timeout. Okay. Ugh. Now it's time to turn the light on. Ugh. Much better. So now Green Bay's just going to do the kneel down thing. All right. Gotta take a break. Okay. Got it unmuted. As I look at the halftime show, be interesting to see what this Super Bowl halftime announcement is. In the meantime, I get to watch some highlights. So I'm seeing how games were won. LA used the long bomb to beat Indianapolis. And of course, they showed the Chiefs' dominant win. So apparently Lamar Jackson wasn't the only Raven who had to leave the game due to injury. There were 7 starters in total that had to leave. They're talking about the Eagles and their inability to get things going in the second half. And so after this commercial break, we'll find out who's going to be performing at that Super Bowl halftime. So they're going to make us wait. And let me see what else is going on in the sporting world. The Lynx and Mercury. Ooh, it's a close one, but the Merc are up. They could actually go into the finals. Something I definitely did not expect. I'll definitely want to see the highlights of that one. But the Merc are up by 5. And they've called their final timeout. After getting a defensive rebound. Up. Here's the announcement, it looks like. So Bad Bunny is the choice. And he's going to be on Saturday Night Live next week if we want a preview of him. To be honest, I can't recall if I've heard any of his songs. So, the Lynx made a three-pointer, but the Mercury have responded with 2 free throws. Or actually, it's the other way around. And the Mercury actually still have a timeout left. So, Indiana won earlier today. So that series with Las Vegas is tied up. And Heidemann fouled Whitcomb. She made 1 of 2 with 9 seconds left. And I'm getting the delayed posting of the action here on ESPN. And the Lynx got another basket with 5.2. Got it pretty quickly. So now the Mercury are going to take their final timeout. Oh, yeah, tomorrow we got the Jets and the Dolphins and the Bengals and Broncos. Mercifully, the Bengals and Broncos will be the game on ABC. It's the late one. And both the Jets and the Dolphins are winless. Something's got to give, you'd think, at least. They will start an hour earlier than the Bengals-Broncos game. And I'll be happy to ignore that one. And not 100% sure, but it looks like the third quarter is about to start. As I'm also looking at the Mercury Lynx game. And another foul by Minnesota with 4.4 seconds left in that game. Copper makes both her free throws. And the Lynx missed their final shot. And it's over, and the Mercury are in. So some good news for my former home state on the sporting world. And just in time, McManus kicks it off. And we have a return by Turpin. But he only gets to the 30. So definitely be watching the highlights of that one. From the looks of the way the score went over the game, Minnesota led for most of it, but failed to hold on to the lead. So back to the football game, and we have a handoff to Williams, who gets 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. And another handoff to Williams, who gets a first down and then some. Gets all the way to the 43. Prescott in the gun. Austin in motion. And beep, 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 beep. And it looks like a false start on the Cowboys. Number 73, Tyler Smith, the guilty party yet again. Moves the ball back to the 37.5. 1st and 15. Prescott able to get the pass off quickly, but Pickens can't hold on to it. He had it, and down it went. So a case of the dropsies there. Another situation where you turn your head before you fully get it into your body, and it just goes down. Yeah, he made the tough one earlier and can't hold on to the easy one. You wonder how these things happen. So a handoff to Williams. He only gets a yard. So Devontae Wyatt of the Packers has been ruled out. And now Miles Sanders is also out. He looks like he has a right foot injury. Prescott, in the meantime, is back to pass. And he's going to bomb it. And Tolbert was the intended receiver. It was too far for him. Keyshawn Nixon of the Packers had a better shot to catch that, but he couldn't haul it in. He had another guy open in the middle of the field towards midfield, but he decided to go long and didn't go. So now the Cowboys are going to punt. Anger gets it away. And he gets it to Dobbs, who escapes a tackle right after he caught the ball. And almost late hit out of bounds, but nothing was called. 12:33 left in the third. I'm sorry about that. Had a bit of a nap, like I said earlier. So, yeah, Minnesota was the top seed in the league. Couldn't make it work. They won the first game of the series, and Phoenix promptly won the next three. And they were all pretty relatively close wins. In other sporting news, the Diamondbacks lost their final game and were eliminated from the baseball playoffs. The Reds made it despite losing because the Mets lost 2. And the Mets at one point had the best record in the league just before the halfway point. But first, the Phillies passed them for the NL East lead, and then they couldn't even make it to the wild card round. Oh, we got some noise down below. Tow truck. I will not miss with that. Oh no, that was not a 93-point score. Will not miss having that window open so I could get the air vented out from my mobile AC unit. Okay, Packers have it at the 24. Fake handoff. Jordan Love passes it to Jacobs, who gets a first down before being forced out of bounds. Excuse me. So let's see if this signifies a sign that the offense will get rolling again. 12 minutes left. Ball's at the 38. It's a handoff to Jacobs, who gets maybe half a yard if he's lucky. And Packers have had some good runs, but overall they're struggling to get that running game going. Second and 9. They were generous in giving him a yard. Pass by Love to Jacobs again. Another swing out where he's forced out of bounds. Oh no, that was Golden. So 3rd and 1.5. Love back to pass. And he can't seem to find someone, and he gets sacked. But now he got a flag down. Williams got him to the ground, but they might say he did something questionable to do it. Oh, he got the face mask. I don't know why the officials are taking so long. Oh, 2 fouls on the defense. So they decline the holding penalty downfield, and they accept the face mask penalty. So that's 12 penalties for the game. Far away from the record, but still quite a bit. So let's see. They're in Cowboys territory now at the 47. And the Cowboys did sign Jadeveon Clowney to try and make up some difference in the loss to Parsons. Oh, so they're going to move it further. So it's now at the Cowboys 38. Love under center. Hands it off to Jacobs. And this time he's going to get a lot of yardage before being forced out of bounds. Ten minutes left in the quarter. Ball at the 19 and a half. Quick outlet pass to number 83. Another guy with one of those Guardian caps on his helmet. Him and Romeo Dobbs. Only got 4. 2nd and 6. Love under center again. It's at the 15 of the Cowboys. Fake handoff. Love rolls out. Gets the pass off the Kraft. Did he get it in? Yes, he did. Nice comeback for the Packers. Plays under review. Although he hit his arm on the pylon with the ball in it. So it's now officially under review. We'll see how long this takes. I think he got in, but my opinion doesn't count. So see, what else can we do? Let's take a look at who's officially in for the playoffs, as it looks like all the games have finished. So Toronto whipped Tampa Bay. That means they get even the Yankees were able to tie them thanks to an 8-game winning streak at the end. Toronto has the best record in the league due to the tiebreaker. Cleveland won the AL Central by virtue of their beating Texas in 10 innings, no less, while Detroit ended up losing to Boston. It was another close game. A lot of close games here that help determine playoff positioning. And the Tigers, after holding on to the AL Central lead for the longest time, barely hold on to a playoff spot, as the Astros also won, but Detroit had a tiebreaker of some sort. Houston ended up beating the Angels. The White Sox managed to get 60 wins. Oh, they reversed the call. I don't think that's the right call. So it's 1st and goal, under 9 minutes, and now we've got a flag on the play. Oh, false start. '74, Jenkins. Okay, we got a handoff to Jacobs. Well, the Packers making this difficult. Another handoff to Jacobs. Will he make it? No. Got a yard, but fell short of the end zone. And this is the last thing the Packers need. A call goes against you, you're right on the goal line, and then you get a penalty that sets you back. And they got a guy in the backfield, number 35, to initially hold them up, and then the rest of the defense. They're going to try it again. This time it's easy peasy. Jacobs finally makes it. So a shame if you got Tucker Kraft in your fantasy league and the touchdown didn't count. But the Packers get it in. So there's 7:08 left in the third. McManus will kick again. Let's see if they can avoid a block this time. And he gets it. So they're up 20-16. And we won't go to commercial timeout just yet. So we wait for McManus to get the kickoff. And the kick is away. And Turpin is going to touchback. Although it took the refs a while to blow their whistle. And so we have an attempt at a no huddle, but the referees are saying, we're not ready yet. And they're resetting the game clock. And the ball's at the 20. Prescott back to pass. He gets it to Ferguson, but he can only get back to the line of scrimmage. So 2nd and 10. Prescott back to pass. Gets to Tolbert, but he only gets 4. Hobbs, number 21 on the tackle for the Packers. Under 6 minutes left in the quarter now. Tolbert in motion. Prescott in the gun. He's now back to pass. Gets it off. And Turpin able to bring the ball in and tippy-toe on the green grass. And he hangs on to it. So the ball is at the 39 now. And we got a handoff to Williams, who gets about 4. Oh, and that was artificial turf. So I should have said green artificial turf. Prescott gets a pass off quick to Turpin, who's able to get over the first down marker and into Green Bay territory. So it's at the 47. And a handoff to Williams. Gets a pretty good yardage, about 8, past the 40. Ugh. Oh, Williams bobbled the ball as he was getting the handoff. He was fortunate to be able to hold on to it. Prescott back to pass now. Gets it to Flanoy. Another first down to the 35. So now under 3 minutes. And we have a end around to Austin. Oh, Flournoy, excuse me. And he gets a first down. Gets to the 22. So the Dallas offense is firing on all cylinders right now. It's officially placed at the 23. Prescott back to pass. He lofts it into the end zone. Incomplete. Pickens was there, but it looked like it was going to go out of bounds anyway. Well, with this momentum, he would have gone out of bounds. Okay, 2nd and 10. Prescott back to pass again. He gets it to Ferguson again, who gets the first down, it looks like. And now apparently Micah Parsons is hurt too. Got run into by Hobbs earlier in the drive. And Parsons have been battling back problems all year. And whoop, it was going to be a handoff, but we got laundry. False start. On a tight end 86. Schoonmaker, the guilty party. Yeah, just a little hitch in his giddy up as another man was in motion. So 1st and 15 now. Prescott back to pass. He gets it out to Williams, who gets a pretty good gain to the 8. And only a minute left in the quarter. We'll see if if it runs down before they can get any more plays off. It might be able to get one. We're at 45, 43. Prescott back to pass. Gets it in the end zone. Ferguson starting to get explosive offensively now. Prescott rocketed that in, and Ferguson able to shield his body against Hobbs. Aubrey with the kick. Automatic. And it's finally sundown here in Northwest Oregon. So I'm going to close the blinds and do some continued lighting testing based on where I'm sitting now. Ugh. So if I sit here, it's fine. If I back up a little, it's still fine. If I back up a little more, it's still okay. But if I go to this point, then I get a shadow effect. If I back up even further, I'm just too far away. So the Winter Olympics, yeah, they're going to be next year in Italy. NBC will, of course, cover, somewhat questionably based on their history. So 34 seconds left in the third. Aubrey with the kick. We got it returned. Bo Melton, the return guy. And he gets the 30, it looks like. That's a bit too much. Let's try the little one. Much better. Okay. So it's back and forth when it comes to the offenses. As we have Jacobs take the pitch out, and he gets about 3. Yeah, much better. And that looks like it'll be the last play of the quarter. I'm getting hungry. See if I can get some cookies as we take a commercial timeout. Ugh. Okay, 2nd and 7. Ball's on the Packers 33. It's a handoff to Jacobs. He gets another couple. Sanborn, number 57, with the tackle for the Cowboys. Love in the gun. Uh-oh. He's under pressure, but he's able to get out of it. And now he's going to run a lot and gets to the 35 of the Cowboys. But hold on. We got laundry. Holding on the defense. Add to the end of the run. Stewart is the guilty party. Number 27. It was more like an illegal contact foul, if anything, but still. So the ball's on the 32. Love under pressure again and just throws it away. Second and 10. Love back to pass. Gets it off to Kraft. Past the 25. Sanborn again with the tackle. And keep pointing the camera at Eberflus, now the Dallas defensive coordinator who is on the field. It's going to be 3rd and 2. Wicks is in motion. And they hand it off to Wilson, number 23, and he's going to get the first down. He was stopped initially, but he got some push forward from the lineman. Ball's at the 21. Got a handoff to Jacobs, who's trying to negotiate his way through the line, and he gets 3, we'll say. So it's just short of the 18, as it turns out, but they're giving him 3. Another handoff to Jacobs, who's got a hole, and he maneuvers his way to the end zone. Touchdown. And all the Packer backers there screaming in approval. McManus is able to get the kick away again, and it's good. Back up by 4. So the game is closer than it probably should have been. But the Packers are back in the lead. So the Thursday night game is going to be the Niners and the Rams. That's going to be a pretty good one. We'll see who can get themselves on top of the West. I'm still here. Gonna take a dessert break. Okay, so I missed the return, and they got it to 23, the Cowboys did. Cut pass complete to Schoonmaker. Second and 5 now. Toss to Williams. And he's forced out of bounds. Hello there. Goodbye there. Third and 3. Ball's a little past the 30. Prescott back to pass. Able to get it to Turpin for a first down. So it's at the 35. And another end around attempt by Turpin. Only gets a couple. And another Packer lost his helmet. Happened earlier in the third. Second and 6. And now we got a bunch of whistling. Hobbs was the one who lost his helmet, and you got to come off the field when that happens. Ball just short of the 39. Prescott back to pass. Another quick throw. I don't know who it was that caught it. I know that Keyshawn Nixon tackled whoever it was that caught it. So it's 3rd and 2. Prescott trying to get things organized. Ball's at the 43. Back to pass. Oh! Pass is incomplete. Prescott almost got sacked. Parsons just missed a sack. But Prescott was really under pressure there. So they're going to go for it, apparently. Prescott back to pass. And it's caught by Pickens. Nice catch indeed. Under 8 to go in the game. Hand off to Williams, who's trying to snake his way through. Gets about 5. Clock continues to wind down, just short of the 40. Prescott under center, fakes the handoff, now back to pass. And it's way too high for Tolbert. Give credit to Tolbert for trying to leap for it. But it was just too high. Prescott doing the audible thing. Back to pass. Oh, he's under pressure. And now we got a flag on the play as he gets the completion off to Ferguson. I'm guessing it's a hold. Oh, face mask on the defense. Ah. Oh. Yep. So the ball is placed now at the Packer 22. And we have a handoff to Williams. Get 6. Now getting to the point of who's going to make a stop on the defense. Prescott's under center as it's 2nd and 4. Another handoff to Williams. He's got a hole, and he gets down to the 2. So it'll be 1st and goal. I'm really thankful I've got headphones that have a very long cord. Because I don't like having my games on mute. They place it at the 3. It's 1st and goal regardless. Hand off to Williams. He's dropped short. Got his feet tripped up before he could really get any momentum. And we're going to do a wildcat, and Williams gets in. Oh, wait. We got laundry. Offside on the defense. Penalty declined, of course. Schottenheimer getting a lot of good reviews from the folks in the booth. His hiring was widely criticized. And the kick is up and good. And 4:50 left in the game. They're 30-27 Dallas over Green Bay. Back to the cookies. So I was able to get my cookies cleaned off the plate. Looks like there hasn't been any action yet. Or if there was, it was pretty quick. So we continue to wait. And I don't know what else I can check on the internet for y'all other than the weather. Looks like there's not going to be any rain tonight. It's just going to hold off until tomorrow. I'm surprised they're letting Brett Favre on the sidelines, considering he's a welfare cheat. So, looks like there was a touchback. Josh Jacobs is apparently out. A lot of injuries tonight. And we got a pass to Savion Williams, who is the number 83, as it turns out. Short gain on that outlet pass. Up. So injury is just a cut. I guess anytime, of course, you see blood, you got to be taken out. But that's been taken care of, and Jacobs is the one who's running, but he gets nothing. And the first time we've heard Kenny Clark getting in on the action. So it'll be 3rd and 8. Clock's still running, coming down to 4 minutes. Love back to pass. There's a blitz on. Oh, and it's caught by Dobbs, who looked like he had a chance to break away, but he's tackled at the 40. They get a first down nevertheless. And we got another injury while we watch the replay. Nice open field tackle by number 6, Wilson. Dobbs is rather animated. I don't think he appreciated the clothesline tackle, but their injured player is for the Cowboys, and it's Kenneth Murray. Okay. So we wait for that. Murray stepped on a teammate. We're back to the action, and Love is getting the pass off, but it was a screen attempt and nothing was doing, so he just threw it away. So 2nd and 10, 3:34 left. Love back to pass again. Flushed a little bit, gets the pass out to Wilson, who gets a first down, bobbing and weaving his way through the defense. Boy, they're really focusing on Jerry Jones a ton in the camera. Yeesh. So now it's under 3 minutes, and the ball's in Cowboys territory on the 48. And a handoff to Wilson, who gets to the 44. Clowney on the tackle. He's become quite the journeyman defensive lineman. Highly touted draft pick of the Texans, but while he was teamed up with J.J. Watt, they couldn't get beyond the semifinals of the AFC, and he wound up being cut loose. Love passing. Oh, what a dumb move. So Love was under pressure, pass it to Wilson. He couldn't hold on, and then number 35 does a hit afterwards, right in front of the ref. Leah Fowl is the guilty party. And even Jones is shaking his head. That was one of those more than 2 steps away before you hit somebody, and that was incredibly obvious. So 2:12 left. The ball's now on the 29.5. Hand it off to Jacobs, who is going to get the first down and carrying players all the way to 15. And we'll have the 2-minute warning. So, if the Packers can get a touchdown, they'll have a 4-point lead provided their extra point isn't blocked again. And then Cowboys will have to score a touchdown to win. Okay. Time for another break as we are on mute. Oh, God. Forgot to put it off of mute again. Ugh. All right, let's see if the Packers can actually hold them this time. And there's a decision to make about whether to let Turpin return the kick this time. And Turpin's going to return it. And again, he gets it past the 40, but we got a flag on the play. Holding on the return team. Houston, the guilty party. McManus was the one who made the tackle, and apparently he got shaken up in the process. So the ball's at the 20. And they hand it off to Williams, who gets a hole through the line and gets a first down all the way to the 31. Prescott under center. Does a quick pass to Pickens, who only gets 4. Got a handoff to Williams, who gets maybe a yard. Be 3rd and 5. Now, I've wondered, even though you're guaranteed a possession, if you end up using all 10 minutes on the first drive, what does that mean? At any rate, it's officially, they're saying 3rd and 4, but it's more like 3rd and 4.5. And Prescott's doing some serious audibling. He's back to pass. Oh my. Pickens is wide open and is forced out of bounds. They're really leaning on him. Ball's at the Packer 42.5. Going to be a fake handoff to Williams. Another pass to the tight end, Schoonmaker, who's forced out of bounds. Clock initially stopped, but they're running it again. Only 7 minutes left. It was only a 3-yard run, or 3-yard catch. Prescott in the gun. He's back to pass. He's in trouble. Really big trouble. He's forced to chuck it. Oh, my goodness. Tolbert ran back to catch something that looked like it was headed out of bounds. Oh, he kept his toes inside. So the ball's at the 5. And now we got a timeout. And he got hit right after he threw the pass. .609 left in the overtime. It's a handoff to Williams, who is stuffed. Advances a little. They're able to get to the 4. Prescott back to pass after. Oh, he got Parsons on him, and he makes the tackle. First time Parsons has really gotten into the action in the backfield. Parsons fumbled the ball as he hit the ground, but the ground can't cause a fumble. And there was no gain as a result. Prescott back to pass, and he throws it into the back of the end zone. So he's going to rely on Aubrey to make the kick. So the Packers held it. It'll be a 22-yard kick. Old extra point territory. Kick is up, and it is good. So if the Packers can get a touchdown, game over. Hey, Nash. About damn time. I had another situation where the mic didn't work for me at the beginning of the stream, so I had to start it all over. Yeah, I saw that. It's almost 11 o'clock where you're at. Where you been, my boy? I missed you. But for what it's worth, I had mic troubles again for my planned stream and had to go live right away. It just doesn't seem to want to work when I schedule it. And it's driving me bonkers. But at least I haven't had a network connection interruption this time. Thanks for the thumbs up. Oh, hanging with your cousin. Well, yeah, family's gotta be the important thing. So, your Bills did well. They're still amongst the ranks of the undefeated. Congratulations on that. But we got another exciting one in the Big D. And now we return to the action as Aubrey kicks it off. And it's going to be a touchback, but because the ball landed in the landing zone, it's going to only be brought back to the 20. Yeah, I heard about that too. Had a Cooper Rush sighting at that Kansas City game. But boy, the Chiefs really miss Xavier Worthy. They did a lot better with him in the lineup. So 4:40 left. And this will be interesting to see if the Cowboys can get an ultimate stop. Love is in the gun. Now Green Bay has both their timeouts. He does a quick pass to Wicks, and he only gets 3. I don't know if Baltimore's hopes are gone. It's still really early in the season. They're 1-3, certainly in a better position than many winless teams. A lot of it depends on who they end up playing throughout the year. And I haven't looked close at what the future schedule is for them in particular. But it depends on how bad Jackson's hurt. And we have another pass by Love, but he was under pressure and was forced to throw it to the feet of Wicks. And now they're saying, well, there's a flag on the play. Preliminary indication is an eligible man downfield. .75 is the guilty party, but they decline the penalty. So it'll be 3rd and 6. Oh, we got another person in here? Hello. Feel free to chat me up if you want. Take off your jacket and stay a while. Green Bay's hanging on by the skin of its teeth. And now we've got a Dallas timeout. So that's it for them if it becomes important in the future. Oh, yeah, I've seen it too. My screen has been glitchy. I did a stream of my Sun Devils against TCU on Friday, and it's been glitching. I don't know why. It's really aggravating that I can't get YouTube to work well on these streams. So it's not your problem. Again, it's mine. And it's making me not want to do these streams anymore. Okay, well, at any rate, 3rd and 6. Love back to pass. Cowboys are blitzing. Love is lofting it up, and it's incomplete. No flag, although Wicks was complaining of interference. So this will be it to keep the game going. Wicks had a shot to catch it. 3:50 left in the overtime. They got to get a first down here. And now Green Bay's calling a timeout. They really need to make sure they get this right. This would be a heck of a time for Green Bay to finally shut down on offense. Would be funny if this ended in a tie. Because the way things are going, they're not going to leave much time on the clock unless they get a long score really quick. So trips to the left. Wilson's in the backfield with Love. A single receiver to the right. We have a man in motion. Looks like Kraft, the tight end. Love's back to pass. And he gets it, and it's completed to Golden, the rookie. First down. Got it to the 38. Huge. Should go without saying. So 1st and 10. Clocks is running down. And it's a handoff to Wilson, who gets through and gets a nice gain of about 8, maybe 8.5. Close to midfield. That's a good question. I'd like to have more people hang around. I don't know why that isn't the case. Of course, I made a new channel just for football streams alone. And not many, I think you're the only subscriber from the other channel to hang with me. Okay, we got another handoff to Wilson, who gets another significant gain to the Cowboys 40. It's been disappointing that whenever Grassi raids me, not enough people seem to want to hang around for the ride. My problem is there's a ton of competition now. I'm one of many Grassi acolytes who's doing streams of these games, especially for Sunday Night Football. So we're at the 2-minute warning. It's a talking to yourself. I get people who show up, and then there's the matter of promotion. If my scheduled stream doesn't work because the mic's just not cooperating, and it only cooperates when I immediately go live after putting the backup stream together, which is what happened here. People who maybe saw it promoted and are late in getting here, they don't see it. So It's annoying as can be. I'm busy trying to do a serious job hunt right now. And that's taken time away from my planning for these streams too. Right, because of the age restriction. So, let's see what we got here. Ball's at the 40. Audible by Love. Wilson switching sides. Love back to pass. Gets it off to Wicks, who gets another first down after dodging a couple Cowboys tacklers. And it's interesting because the clock keeps running down. Packers only have one timeout. The Cowboys have none, so yeah, I know, it's now 16. The Cowboys, again, cannot ice McManus if it comes to that. So it's at the 25. You really need to look into getting out of bounds to be able to get more clock time. Another short pass to Dobbs. He's at the 19. And we got a no huddle. Under a minute now. It's a handoff to Wilson, who gets through. And he gets a first down. He's all the way down to the 12. Things are getting... They're really cutting it close to... It's another quick pass, but as he's hit right away is Golden by Diggs. And the Packers call their final timeout. Great open field tackle. Was on Golden right away. But they got to get serious about, if they're passing, getting out of bounds. 28 seconds left. 2nd and 13. It's either that or get it in the end zone. Are we going to have a tie, Nash? Love back to pass. It's a, oh my gosh. They don't have any timeouts left, and they're not, I don't know what the heck they're doing. Oh, there's 1 second left. Oh, he almost caught it for a touchdown, but now it's up to McManus to tie it. They had plenty of, if they needed to get it out of bounds, and they didn't do it. But McManus gets it through, and the game is tied. A lot of murmuring in the crowd as if, oh, We paid all that money just to see a tie. I wonder what Grossi's feeling right now. I imagine he's relieved it's not a loss at least, but he must have been going out of his mind with that last drive. You got to be conscious of the fact that it's 10 minutes only. You don't have time to putz around. You got to get out of bounds if it's late and you only have 2 timeouts to work with, or in this case, 1. Yeah, it was high scoring. It was, no one could stop anyone up until the last drive of the fourth quarter, when the Cowboys held the Packers to a field goal. When it was 13-2, I was wondering if it was going to be scoregami. It turned out it wouldn't have been. There are 3 games that had that score in the past. And when it's 40... Oh, we did have scoregami. No one's tied 40-40 at all. Oh, that's nuts. And I'm on the NFL scoregami.com website, and it's saying in big, bold red letters with an exclamation point, scoregami! Well, thanks for joining me at the end. Thanks for staying up late as well to join me at the end. It's 9:12 where I live. It's now after 11. I gotta start sending out resumes again, although I'll probably hold off on that to see all the highlights. Congratulations on your Bills winning convincingly against the Saints. And I'll let you go. Hope you had fun with your cousin. And we'll see what happens with next week. My Cardinals are going to play the Titans in the afternoon game. I'm going to see if that's going to be a viewable game locally. Right. And then, of course, the Sunday night football game next week is your Bills against the Patriots. And I imagine you'll be thrilled with that. So, and then there's the matter of my Sun Devils. They've been on twice in a row already on Fox. So, I may schedule that as well if they are around, because the more they keep winning, the more there'll be a team in demand. And they've already beaten 2 teams in a row in their conference that were in the top 25. So I'm going to watch the post game on NBC. Thank you for stopping by. Hopefully I can get all my issues with YouTube fixed on this computer. Bye-bye. Bye, Bonds.